our senators, our House of Rep members must know that they are there not for themselves. Why did they go there? Did they go there for themselves? No. They went there for you and I. And if they are not going to be able to do the job that they went there for, they should come back. And we have a right to call them back. But can we do it? Will we do it? We will not. We will not do it. We cannot do it. We know that they have obstacles. And I have already pointed them out. When you have a number against you, even if that number is 1, even if the senators are not 6 against the northern senators are 6 against the southern senators, because there are just 2 states and there are 3 senators per state. Even if it's only 1 senator that they have more than us, they still have overpowered us. Because when you count by who says yes and who says no, they will always win if they agree to say no against what we want and say yes for what they want. And so this is what we must understand as a people. Our survival, both political, economic, and our life itself is at stake in this country. And if we don't speak up, they will get their way. Whatever constitutes that day, the president's wife, over time, Aisha Buhari, has mentioned them. She has pointed them out to us. She has said things in ways that she doesn't have to call names for you to know what she's talking about. She has said things for you to be able to put 1 and 1 together and draw your own conclusion. Now, when the government is trying to insinuate that you can say something that will instigate people, I mean, the question you should ask yourself is that this thing that is being said, is it true? Because if it is true, then the issue of instigation should not arise. It is because people live in fear. And it is because Nigerians have projected themselves to the world as cowards. That is just the truth. Because when you are not prepared to rise up and say no to something that is detrimental to your being, then you're a coward. There is no other word to use to describe you, because who is going to come and fight for you, for crying out loud? Who's going to come and fight for you if you're not prepared to? It is when there is a saying in my place that literally translated, it means if you want to weave a basket, it is you that will start the weaving of the basket. If you've ever woven a basket when you were in primary school, you will know how difficult it is, because you have so many strands, so many sticks, so many things to put together. And they are like 12 or 24, depending on the size of the basket you want to weave. And you have only 2 hands, 2 feet, and 10 fingers and 10 toes. Now, even if you try to use all of them, you will see that you cannot start the base of that basket. So you have to have somebody. So they say, if you want to weave a basket, you will have to have help, but you have to start the process before you can have the help, because somebody passing by will not know that you want to weave a basket. So based on that, I think I have thrown out, and the issue of this bill touches on so many other things. As I said, the Constitution. It touches on the Constitution. It even touches on how our elections are run, and what type of elections that we are accepting in Nigeria today. as elections, and why are we silent about the electoral bill? The electoral act. We must change the way our elections are done. The president must put his signature to certain things that will make us to have credible elections in Nigeria. So when you look at this bill, it touches on everything, because if the bill is allowed to go through, it will stifle your right to talk on anything, whether it is human rights, electoral bill, violence, this and that. We all saw what happened in Bayelsa. We also what happened in Kogi. So I'll open the lines now. Is 0818 858 8155. It is 0809 2895 620. Those are the lines. I hope it's on. Okay, cool. So those are the lines. So we need to be able to stand up for ourselves. Standing up for yourself, for justice, for liberty, for equity is in itself not a crime. It is a right. And because you speak up does not mean, or because you criticize a government does not mean that you want to pull that government down. And as a matter of fact, if a government is doing something wrong, then why should that government be there? The next time they come around for election, we should vote them out. We should vote them out. And so, hello?
Madam, good morning.
Good morning. I beg, turn off your radio or move away. Hello?
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Chukwuemeka from Ghana.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Where are you calling?
I want to thank you so much.
Okay.
A woman speaking like this more than a thunder. I was still listening to your conversation. Very, very interesting. In fact, I'm happy to see a woman talking like this.
Thank you.
I know. I came from Igboland actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 40-something years of age now.
Mm-hmm.
I have been here.
Hello? Hello?
I've experienced the type of country we are in.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this bill that they want to pass is just because of some certain set of people that you will not be saying what you feel that you can say. I want to encourage our warriors, let them stand up and defend our rights, because this bill is going to affect so many people. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Okay. Hello? Okay. Well, people are recognizing and seeing that when something affects them negatively, even the law of Nigeria. Hello? Hello? Hello, yes. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, Madam Antio. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. And you? What's your name?
My name is Mr. Larry. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Madam, you see, it's unfortunate that every day you use your resources, you spend your time talking to us, especially we in Niger Delta. And we have never one day find a way to get out of this mistake the back mile we are into. Because I believe nobody is speaking on our behalf except you in that video. Because even our elected officers, though we elected him, even though they have a voice in the house, because majority can't vote, they are minority. Even though they talk, nobody will listen to them. But you see, all these things that is coming out today during this government, is targeted at the Niger Delta, Niger Delta people. That was the same thing they did during Kensal Wiwa. They bring out a panel called the Junta, just for them to hang him and kill him. And since they kill him, they have access to oil. We are taking our oil. Nobody is talking, except you from Niger Delta that is talking. They have done the same thing to Goodluck Jonathan when he was in government. Even the man that is in custody today, It was the same people that the same person organized Agusa and Yoruba. They were fighting against Jonathan for him to be removed so that they can get access to oil. So I don't know what we are going to see in this country, because the country that is governed by one certain part of the country, while the other part of the country is less, they don't have a voice. It's a terrible situation. I don't know what we are going to do. If our people can wake up from their slumber and let us take the bull by the horn and fight for our rights so that we can get out of this quagmire. If not, the Northerners, they will wipe us out.
Thank you.
Look at everywhere now to see Hausa men, they are police, they are
Thank you.
They are the ones guiding our pipeline.
Thank you.
Even though they are doing the country by themselves, nobody talks. But our people that are doing fire, they are rescuing them every day.
Yeah.
But the police, the Hausa people that are in uniform, they are the ones selling the oil, and nobody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We get your point. I think that okay. Thank you. I understand, and hello. Okay. Thank you. Well, unfortunately, sometimes these things will be expressed. It's a live program, and but we must control ourselves so that we don't go outside of the boundaries that that work as laws, because we're talking about lawlessness and stuff like that. But yes, I do understand. Now he has raised an issue. Is there? Do we have a call? Hello. 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 Yeah. So good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Calling from the Republic of Ireland.
Okay, go ahead, Republic of Ireland. What's your name?
Okay, I'm a senior activist and your this is the man I'm speaking from the Coast Republic.
Okay.
I have to say, in the head speech, that that speech is exactly not to get people to understand. However, the country, a country like Nigeria, coming up with such obnoxious, massive, structural system, somebody, the senator who calls himself the senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, promoting what we call the hate speech. I said the hate speech started with the senator. If the government is doing well, then what we are afraid of it? After all, no, the property survive without. So we have to assess, and we the youth, we prepare of the country to start us and resist that criminal law.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. Okay. As the program is going on, there is some messages that have come in. Something that I recognized and actually, do we have a call? That actually I have discussed with one or two people, and which is that if you live in Port Harcourt or you've visited Port Harcourt and you've gone by the presidential hotel, you will know that the Rivers State government has done a lot of work there. They've put down big gutters. They've closed them up. They've done well. That place is looking good. And if you have gone by there, you will also see that the trading on forex, the trading on of street hawkers around the presidential area, particularly opposite the presidential, that the state government have cordoned it off. They have actually sealed it off, gated it, if you like. And on Sunday, when I drove past there, I noticed that it has been cut open. It has been broken into. It has been opened. And the traders in Forex have gone into those places that is that's a government land. And we have task force in Rivers State that is going around rightly so, because he's appointed by the state government to keep our streets clean. And so the hawkers that are selling water, that are selling granules and all sweets and all kinds of things have been chased off and are being chased off the streets. And most of these people are mainly Niger Delta people, are mainly people who live in Rivers State. They all may not necessarily be Rivers people, but they live in Rivers State. And that's a way of earning a living, even though they are doing it in a way that is against the law of keeping our streets and all of that clean. Now, it seems like what the task force, therefore, is doing, and I've received complaints on that people are complaining that it seems it is one-sided. Because it seems like if you go to Diob and stuff like that, if you go to GRA, opposite a popular supermarket, they've broken down the bacha and all, which is good, because when I looked at it, I said they've cleaned up this place. Even though people are earning a living and must earn a living, they must do it in a way and manner that also does not deface the areas that they are working from. So the point, therefore, is that if there is a law in any state, whether it's Kaduna State, whether it's Rivers State, that the state government is working with, that law must be obeyed by everybody, whether you're a Rivers person or you're not, or whether you're not a Rivers person. You must obey the law. And so if state government says you cannot trade here, you have no right. You're breaking the law by breaking the property of Rivers State government and now going to do what you're not allowed to do in that place. So what makes you special? So Rivers people are complaining that the task force is doing what the government says it should do, but they are complaining that it is one-sided. It is not fair that Rivers people are dealt with and people that are not Rivers people are dealt with. And so the state government and the chairman of the task force really needs to take these complaints on board before it gets out of hand, because you cannot be executing a law, making sure that a law is obeyed, and yet there are people, if you notice on the streets in Rivers State, in Port Harcourt particularly, you will see that there are gaping holes where drainage covers are supposed to be there. And these drainage covers, the other day, I saw that they have changed it and made it a bit difficult, even in old GRA, for these metals or steel or whatever to be removed for sale. I saw it. Then when I drove back again, even that has been taken out. And I'm asking myself, how do they do these things? Obviously, they do it in the night. And so if they do it in the night, so it means that when law-abiding people are sleeping, there are criminals going around doing these things. And so this also must is part of the responsibility of Rivers State government. If there is a law, it must be obeyed by all. It doesn't matter whose ox is going to be gored. So it's also part of these things that we're talking about, right to speak. This is also a right to speak on Rivers State issue, and says if a law is being broken, it should not be allowed to be broken only by... Hello? Hello?
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, so good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
All right. My name is Pastor Ezekiel Daniel. I'm calling from Wochi here.
Go ahead, sir.
All right. Now, what I want to say for your discussion, I told you, I used my two eyes. I saw this guy there walk out from I don't know what it's called. This booking all that meaning. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
So I confronted them about why that the way these people reacted on me, even though the one they used to cover before, so that all these things cannot block, they will use something iron and buy it out.
Yes.
I saw them as being like very good shit at daylight. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
So I tried to confront them. want to do. And the government will not do anything. So for this to still that trial, they will react, they shoot him. I'm telling hospital, when they work for that, if they put monitors for night, they walk around, they will catch them. I'm telling you, this how that
yeah. No, please let us be careful. We can pass the information without being too specific, even though I don't fully agree with that. But that's the type of law. We don't want a situation where they will now start blaming the station or the program or whatever. But we know the people that are doing this thing, quite honestly. But we cannot prove it until they are caught red-handed. And the point you and I are trying to make is that the government, the Rivers State government, has created a task force. It is not the police really that should be going around to stop people from stealing this thing. I don't think, because I think we have more important things to do, unless if you catch them red-handed. But like you have said, you have seen them before, and as a good citizen, you have tried to intervene. But again, I can imagine the sort of reaction that you would have gotten. So it goes right back to the state government. You know, the state government should listen to the complaints and observations, if you like, of you and I, and take into action, because we cannot live in a state where task force created by the state is afraid to confront certain people. They should not be afraid. If Rivers people are to obey the law, then any other person must obey the laws of Rivers State as well. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much. And so again, thank you. Thank you. And so this takes us back to the bill of to this bill. I was going to say to the Bill of Rights, but yes, this takes us back to the Bill of Rights. You know, this is about your rights and my rights. So anybody who is saying that people should be hung for exercising this right, to point out that, look, hello? Okay. Hello, yes, sir. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Nobody wants to hear back. Sorry, you say Rivers State was supposed to be one of the cleanest states.
Yes.
In Nigeria. But in the manner I have fought when I saw these people went in the scavengers.
Yes. Yeah, that's a right word for them, actually.
If you go to Room Market,
yes.
You will see them. But when you want to talk to them, if you arrest them, you won't arrest them.
Yes.
And which police station will you take them to?
Very true. Very true. Very true.
People that are in that police station, you say,
I know. Yes.
You and I know that.
Yes. Yes.
The Rivers State people have no power.
Yes.
Because our people, we are not if you talk about commissioner of police here, it's from one area. If you talk about the IG of police, it's from one area. If you talk all the military parastatals, they're from one area. So what do you take them to?
So it is unfair. It is unfair. It is unfair, and these are the things that our lawmakers must raise. That's why they're there. They must raise this, because when you complain, our lawmakers have the right. We have given them the right to now raise these issues and say, these are what my constituents are saying that they don't like. You understand what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, our doctor, those that are representing me, because I'm from Ogoni, that's why I'm very concerned about it.
Yes.
Because the thing is affecting me too much. The people that are representing them, I have never seen them one day on the television.
Yes.
Even when they are debating escape concerning this legal thing.
Yes.
So the thing is, it's a problem to us because we don't have any right representatives that represent us.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, last week or so, when I first came back on air, I think I said that this is what we'll be doing. You know, let people express their own aggravation, their own issues, what bothers them. He has raised the issue or has agreed with this dangerous practice where it is a crime because it's the property of Rivers State government. It's your property and my property, and somebody is breaking the law, and the police is there to actually arrest people who are breaking the law. But there is so much going on in the state that some of these crimes become categorized as not as important as, say, people being kidnapped or people being shot and things like that. So we really are in a dilemma, and I think that hello. Good morning, sir. What's your name? Move away from your radio set or turn it off. Thank you.
I am Comrade Udoka. I'm calling from Transamade.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Madam, I really thank you for championing the cause of Niger Delta. I really appreciate the job you are doing.
Thank God.
God with the incident mercy will continue to guide and protect you.
Amen.
Concerning this task force, I quite appreciate the job they are doing, because for those of us that are mobile, if you move around Port Harcourt, you find out that the traffic congestion has eased up a bit.
Absolute.
And most of the illegal motor parks that have been busy springing up left, front, and back,
yeah,
the police,
yep,
so they need to do more.
Yeah.
My concern in respect to that task force is series of attacks by some non-indigenous and some persons I don't know their motive.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rivers State government really need to work on that area, because empowering young boys to do a job,
yes,
it's like them being at the war front.
Yes.
And the government really need to come to protect them.
Yes.
Because if anybody is arguing that the composition of the task force is not fair and all that, the question I keep asking, how many of our people in Rivers State that is working in other state civil service, or the task force form in some of those states, how many of our people are there? Rivers State should not be free for all. The composition of the task force, I think, is absolutely okay.
No, it's okay. My brother, the composition is okay. This is a job of Rivers State. These are Rivers people who are supposed to do this job.
Exactly, ma'am. Yeah, my contribution again will be in terms of the attitude of some of the task force operatives. Yes. They should equally have a limit. If they are running after somebody, they should equally know when to back up. Not behaving as if because they've been given the power, they want to pursue their bounds and all that. I think that is the area they need to caution them, so that they should be more stable in the approach of them doing things.
I think we need, definitely I agree with you, we need this task force to do the job that it is doing. We also need very credible people to be employed into the task force that will obey the rules that that has been set up for their guidance by the state government. But the task force in Rivers State is not federal character, please, and there is not it's not federal character. It's not. It is jobs. Yes, it is jobs that is created for Rivers people to be effective in lifting Rivers State. I totally agree. Well, we've actually run out of time, and I think this program was about the speaking against the death sentence, the killing of Nigerians. It's not actually death. I mean, it is the murdering of Nigerians legally by law that will be passed by the National Assembly members, who really are Nigerians that other Nigerians have put in the National Assembly to protect their rights and to speak for them. Therefore, that bill cannot be allowed to pass, to be signed into law. We must say no to that bill, and you have a right to contact your representatives. We know who they are. My sister Betty Apiafi, Sekibo, and some other, I don't remember the other senator's name right now. But Mpigi. Okay, Senator Barry Mpigi, 3 senators representing us, and the other people like Kingsley Chinda and all those people in the assembly and all of that, and the state assembly here. I don't know, the state assembly, I hope they know that they are supposed to be part of this push against this bill. So it's 11 o'clock. I thank you very much for tuning in, and I look forward to interacting with you again next week. God bless you and keep you safe, and it is well.